We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Yeah, and the other thing is, most conventional doctors, they only go by a thyroid test called the TSH test, which doesn't even measure your thyroid hormone. It's a test that measures the pituitary hormone, which is called TSH, stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. And basically, when your brain senses that you need to produce more thyroid, the pituitary gland sends a signal, sends this thyroid hormone to your thyroid, and basically tell the thyroid make more thyroid hormone. So they're just measuring how much of that signal is happening. So that means that if you have a very high TSH, then I think the range is between 0.5 to 5. It's a pretty wide range, you know. And if it's high, if it's above 5, then that means you have you're hypothyroid. You have a low thyroid. It means your brain is asking for more and more thyroid constantly, which indicates that you're not making enough. But the problem is you can have these other issues like reverse T3 and have a normal TSH. So then you end up with a bunch of people that are walking around that are misdiagnosed or undiagnosed because their doctors say, oh, your TSH is normal, so you don't have a thyroid problem. You have chronic fatigue syndrome or depression or some other stuff. So then they give them drugs for depression, which in turn stress your adrenals and stress your thyroid, and it actually causes you to be even more hypothyroid.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I know. So, what would you tell people that have thyroid issues? Like, what would your advice be to them?
My advice would be to do the following tests: the free T3, which actually measures the T3 that's actually available for your cells, not just what the T3 that's in the blood, but what's actually available for your cells to use, and the free T4, the reverse T3, which gives really good information, and most doctors don't believe in it anymore. But it's a very important test, I think, the reverse T3. And you have to request it very specially because most labs, they actually don't even do it there. They have to send it out to another lab because it's such a rare test nowadays. But it's a really crucial. And I would also suggest to also have your adrenals checked. Like do a saliva test, saliva cortisol test, which you can order online, and they mail you a kit, by mail, with 4 little bottles, and you just take your saliva samples in each bottle at 4 different times during the day, because the cortisol levels change throughout the day. They should be highest, really high in the morning, because that's when you're supposed to get going. You wake up in the morning, so to get you going, your body makes really a lot of cortisol, and then as the day goes by, it lowers, and at night it gets the lowest, so that you can go to sleep.
What's the website to get that? Or
the website that I got that was www.canaryclub.com. All one word. Canary, like the bird, club.com.
Oh, canary. Okay.
Canary, yeah.
And that one test that's really rare.
The reverse T3.
Yeah. What does that tell people?
That tells people. Here's the thing. That tells people if they have high reverse T3, right? Now, you could have your reverse T3 could be in the normal range. But the way you have to find out if you have a problem with too much reverse T3, you have to do the reverse T3. This is very important. I'm glad you asked, because when you get tested for the reverse T3, you have to also get the free T3 together. The free T3, which is the active thyroid hormone, and then when you get the results, you divide the free T3 number by the reverse T3, and that ratio, if it's below 19 or 20, that means your reverse T3 is way too high. It should be 19, 20 or above, the ratio between the free T3 and the reverse T3. That's very important. So if your ratio is off, mine was 8. I mean, can you imagine? My ratio was 8.
Wow.
Because I had a free T3 of 2,500 and a reverse T3 of 340. So it was way low. I mean, the other thing that's very important to get checked is your ferritin, which is ferritin is your storage iron. It's how much iron your body is able to absorb. And mine was in the low normal range. But if you're low in iron, that can also cause you to be hypothyroid.
So all these tests, like once you get all the results, you just got to take the right actions.
Yeah, it's important to know what's going on with your body. And there's a lot of there's a lot of nutrients that are very important to support your adrenals and your thyroid. One of them is selenium. All the B complex vitamins, you know, B6, B5, B12 is crucial. All those are and iodine. It's very important to have iodine in your diet, but not just iodine from like table salt, like good iodine.
Right.
Like Celtic sea salt is a good source.
So why is iodine so important?
Iodine is important because the thyroid hormones are made up of iodine. For example, T4, which is the storage thyroid hormone, is made up of 4 iodine molecules. And T3 is 3 iodine molecules. And when the conversion of T4 to T3 happens through an enzymatic reaction, the enzymatic reaction causes one of the iodine molecules to drop off the T4, and then the T4 becomes T3. And then when it becomes T3, it fits perfectly in the cell receptors, where the cells can become activated with the T3 thyroid.
So what about T2 and T1? That's 2 molecules of iodine?
T1 and T2, there's actually not much known about them. And there's another thing called calcitonin with it, which they know has to do with your bone mass. It helps you, with calcium absorption. So the T1 and T2, they're studying right now. I mean, most scientists don't know much about them because they're like the smaller. But nothing's in vain. Nothing in the body is in vain. So it must have some important role. But the main ones are T3 and T4.
Does it mean like T2 has 2 iodine molecules and T1 has 1 iodine molecule? Or?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the numbers in the T's is the iodine molecules. So that's why iodine is crucial.
Yeah.
And you see, like in areas in the country where there's no iodine in the food or in nature, there's people that have goiters. And as soon as you give them iodine, goiter is a condition that's caused where your thyroid swells up and your neck swells up.
Right. And
you become hypothyroid. And as soon as you give these people iodine, the goiter goes away.
Wow.
So right now I'm looking into iodine. I'm researching it. I'm learning more about it. I don't know everything about it, but if you should check out Dr. Bernstein's website because he's got a lot of information on iodine. And iodine has helped people recover from cancer and all kinds of stuff. Not just thyroid. So,
how do you spell Bronstein?
BROWNSTEIN.
Cool.
drdrbrownstein.com.
Got it.
That's his website. It's got a lot of good information on there.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.